SeltzerTime!
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the 101 episode of the SeltzerTime podcast. It's your boy Ricky, aka Dick Chuck, aka the man behind the can at SeltzerTime Official. Here as always with my conversation accomplice, the man with the hunch about Worcester, Travis.
What is crackin' Fizzle Fiends? Welcome back to another episode of the SeltzerTime podcast. And as always, we are so glad you're with us. Happy New Year. Sorry we missed you last week. We decided to celebrate our 100th episode a little hard and took a little bit of a break, and we missed you.
It was our bye week. We made it.
Yeah, we finally took a week off. This week on the show, we were talking to Khalil Guzman-Jerry, owner of the Worcester Workshop. He's a local entrepreneur and artist. But before we get there, it has been a week. I'm sure you guys have seen, but we released new merch. Ricky and I were named 2 people to watch in 2021. Oh, and a bunch of assholes tried to take over the Capitol building.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Fucking A.
We'll talk about all that other happy stuff later. 2 days ago, Ricky and I just cannot get out of our minds that this is something we never thought we'd seen. Whatever. Live on the internet, we watched history take place. Yeah.
I've pretty much been nonstop buried in Twitter, like most days, except instead of learning about, brand strategies and the proper way to set up your LinkedIn, which I finally fucking did.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't even really know where to begin. So like the fact that we're here is kind of fucking insane, and having a conversation about what took place 2 days ago were a bunch of absolute lunatics. I don't even want to say broke into the Capitol building, because there's video evidence that shows that they did break some things, but they actually were pretty much let in and, kind of shown where to go. People died, which is somehow like not the main story, which is very strange. Cops died. A cop died, which is also not really the main story, which is very strange for, the flags that were waved.
Yeah.
Confederate flags were waved in a Capitol building for the first time ever.
They never reached the inner sanctum during the Civil War.
Yeah, no.
That was fucking crazy.
It was disgusting. The lack of justice, I guess, is not shocking, but also very disgusting.
A little bit of that. Like, we are now 2 days separated. We're time stamping the hell out of this thing. They are beginning to make arrests. Like the dickhead that had his feet up on he was arrested in Arkansas.
There was a person who actually does work. He's a government employee. He was arrested, and 45 minutes later made his own bail and is out. He has travel restrictions, so don't worry, he'll be COVID safe because he can't go anywhere. But he's out. He's home. There were military personnel. There were people who work at fucking UMass.
Really?
Which that's my favorite. Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Oh, dude, best story. One of the best stories, I guess. I don't know. There's so fucking many, and we don't even really have the time or the patience to talk about all of them. But the employee of UMass. So last night we got into bed, and I'm very much, I need to know what's happening always, and I need to know what's happening in real time. I don't like catching up on things. I need to know at the moment. Naomi's kind of the opposite. She doesn't care. Not that she doesn't care. That's not the right word, but it's more of it's just a little too much.
I'm more like Naomi.
Yeah.
I could see that perspective.
It's a lot to take in. And so a lot of times I need to consume these things and I need to wait a little while. And then I can trickle some things her way. Excuse me. So I was laying in bed and I'm like, hey, I need to read you some tweets that are pretty funny. And I had no idea where this person was from. I just read some tweets from a girl who was like, oh, don't worry, it's just the liberal lesbian of the family. I've been kicked out of the family and all this stuff. And told by her mom not to go to Black Lives Matter protests because they get violent and all this stuff. But it turns out what she did by tweeting those things, she actually was responding to a tweet of some photos that the FBI was looking for certain people. And she straight up outed her mom, who's a fucking UMass employee, Lake Ave, UMass employee, her aunt and her uncle. And I was like, yo, girl, you're a fucking G. Then this morning, and I had again, it didn't say where they were from. It didn't say anything about that.
Wow.
Then today it came out where these people or where her mom worked and all this stuff. And there was a whole story about how her daughter outed her. And I was like, that sounds kind of familiar. So I read it and it was the same exact tweets I read last night. And I was like, dude, even better.
That's insane.
Which is wild. Cause you think that there's no way people from central Massachusetts are driving down to Washington to be gigantic pieces of crap. But guess what? They exist. They're here. And they did that. There's a restaurant in Cherry Valley, it's fucking Worcester. The owner of that was there and was sending out tweets or Facebook statuses that it was a peaceful event and all this, complete crap. So fuck that place. I forget the name, but don't worry, I'll figure it out. I'll post about it. There's the whole story. It's all on Mass Live. I'm not breaking news here.
No, but that's the thing that's been fucking crazy about this whole thing. It's just watching the stories and part of it's oh my God, these people exist. Part of me, it's recognizing, holy shit, these people are in our neighborhoods or in our communities. It's frightening. It's frustrating. It's infuriating. It's funny at times, which is so fucking weird to say, but watching the video, there was a video that was posted of them streaming out. It was a bunch of the people that had broken in and they didn't know what to do. A bunch of them smoked weed and then they just fucking walked around and they walked out. And they're fucking it is the most pitiful celebration of these goofball grown ass men. We did it. We did it. And then fucking less than 8 hours later, they fucking passed the vote. They certified Joe Biden's victory. They didn't do a goddamn thing. And you have to laugh at. You have to laugh at those people. And I'm sorry, this is going to sound fucking cruel as hell. But the woman that was trampled while wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt, that's fucking comedy. That's funny.
Good. It's good.
The guy that fucking shocked himself in the balls. It killed himself. I'm so sorry you lost your life breaking the law and trying to steal a painting. But that's fucking funny.
At the end of the day, they died to back a B-list reality TV bankrupt, gross steak selling
officially
rich
banned
kid
from Twitter.
Who's now banned from Twitter. It's a very it's a sad existence. The weirdest part about it, I guess, maybe, is most things, going on Facebook is a fucking nightmare.
See, I deleted it off my phone and I've never looked back.
You're so smart. I technically can't because I need it for work, but there's useful things from it for sure.
I agree.
But there was a conversation that took place. I obviously am not shy to voice my opinion on fucking anything. So of course, like, I posted something, I had some comments. I had a comment that said, I posted a picture of them all, scaling the wall, which, by the way, a video came out today of one of them falling off the wall into a barricade. It is the funniest video I've ever seen.
So it's a woman that should not be climbing the way she is. Her husband goes to reach her hand and misses horrendously. She falls. What is that? Probably 15 feet, if I were to guess. And apparently there was a paramedic on Twitter. Did you see that tweet that responded to her? There was somebody that knew first aid. So they were the first one on scene. And she said that she had blood coming out of both her nostrils, but was so filled with adrenaline that she tried to climb up again. And the person had to stop him.
Imagine being that sad that you're, I don't even know what to call him, but like your
significant other, I guess.
Your ideal leader.
That
lost. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But like,
go ahead.
No, so getting the comments of I'm not a supporter of this, but you can't say this doesn't look staged is hilarious because there's video proof. Getting the comments that say classic Antifa is hilarious.
You see the videos of the guys claiming that are pissed off?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
It's the best part. It actually is like the best part. Don't get me wrong. I've saved those links and I have posted those links on the correct other Facebook threads of yesterday, having conversations with people that I haven't seen in years, where two of us were like, dude, there's videos. Like, we're not just like, this isn't the thing that's being made up. This is actually documented, photo, video, interviews. It's a real thing. Like, this isn't some Santa Claus shit. Like, this is some real shit. And sorry for anybody who listens to that show. I didn't mean to just like break the fact that Santa Claus wasn't real, but you know what? Turns out he's not real.
It's all the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. But so having to post a link today to an interview to the guy that was dressed like a giant horse, who was pissed that he's being compared to Black Lives Matter or Antifa, on the same thread of a person who is showing me cropped pictures of the same guy. Man. Yeah. At an protest last year, last year, saying that like this is him in a Black Lives Matter mural or a Black Lives Matter protest. And I was like, dude, like, that's a cropped photo. Like, we all know this isn't real. Also, like, he's not Antifa because like he's not wearing a mask. Like, at least fucking people on the other side are fucking safe about it. It's just so fucking stupid.
It's fucking crazy.
Amazing.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, there's video of guys that were in there saying, I'm seeing videos of people saying we were Antifa. We weren't Antifa. We were Republicans. We're the right. We're the freedom fighters. And we did it, guys. We did it. But then you also see like there's I saved these 3 photos and it was a story in 3 parts. And it was the first one's like, that's my son. I love you. Him standing next to the statue. The second one is a tweet saying, why is the FBI contacting me? And the third one says, Patriot Richard accounts doesn't exist anymore.
Beautiful.
So you obviously
Before we tiptoe too far away from this, at the end of the day, the absolute most fucked up thing about all of it is there will be no justice served. We know this. We have watched this happen over the last couple of days. The response to peaceful protests was, military grade equipment out and a lot of people injured, people killed, people arrested. Absolute bullshit to what went down last summer. And the fact that a bunch of straight up hillbillies can fucking break into a Capitol building and put their feet on the person who's third in line to be second in line, third in line to be the president of the United States. They can put their feet on her desk They can take things. They can destroy, it's one thing to destroy government property. It's another thing to straight up show up to the Capitol building armed and have zip ties and like clearly be on a mission. It's also the fucking Capitol building. And nothing happens.
So like that could have gone another way. Like, so everything I'm reading, yeah, well, they could have succeeded.
No, I know.
But that's what I'm saying. With the way, the lack of setup, there wasn't enough guards in place. Like, this is so not our territory. There are people.
It's America. There's always enough guards. They chose not to fucking.
Well, and that's the point. Yes. In the place, they did not set it up. And now that's why the fucking acting security head has already resigned. Like,
oh yeah, he's a bitch.
People that listen to our show, go listen to some smarter people. You obviously
also people who listen to our show, real quick. Could you do me a huge favor and ask the Blue Lives Matter people that you're friends with or know why they've been quiet as fuck about a bunch of people straight up attacking police? Granted, the police let them in. We've seen the video. But also the ones who tried to do their jobs-ish were straight up attacked. And it's been real fucking quiet.
I will say I have some right-leaning friends that I keep a party line with, and I am super proud of them because I have one guy that's in the army, and when asked what he would do, he would say he would fuck up the people. That's our house. That's the people's house. So I know some of them voted for Trump, but I know they don't fall into this whole other fucking fascist bullshit.
I have like two friends with Trump who have openly said that this was fucked up. And I have about 57 people I know personally who have kept their mouths shut, but were real fucking vocal last summer. So fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Nah, and I feel you, man. And like, it's hard. It's hard not to get wrapped up, and it's real hard not to get wrapped up after the fucking year we've had. But it's insane. It's absolutely insane that this is our country right now. It's not unexpected, which is also insane. But buckle up, people, because we have 2 weeks, and I don't think anything's changing in 2 weeks.
And
Homeboy's going to go golf for a while or chill out at Camp David, which is probably good.
You know what's really weird is he said absolutely nothing about the 5 people who died because of him.
You know what's really weird? Stories are coming up again about him checking to see if he can pardon himself, which pretty sure he can't, but nobody's ever really set a precedent on it.
Must be nice.
Must be interesting.
Be fucking nice.
So, love thy neighbor.
On a lighter note.
Yeah, fucking hell. We'll talk about the other cool shit at the end. Thanks for all the support on the 100th episode. We love every one of you. And enjoy this interview with Khalil.
Yeah, this is really, really, really fucking awesome. So sorry for the technical difficulties.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've forgotten about that.
Yeah. So just a heads up, the day we recorded this interview, we were supposed to record at 10 a.m., but there was an internet outage for, I guess, fucking most of
that feels like so fucking long ago.
Yeah, it really does. It absolutely
4 days
does.
ago.
So I lost internet for literally the entire day, which, if you know me, is close to the worst day of my life.
That's basically handcuffing him all day.
It's kind of like if I had to listen to somebody explain to me that Antifa attacked the Capitol building. But no, it was actually like a really great day. I got a lot of adult things done, which is beautiful. And we were able to get this interview out. The worst part about it is I couldn't be there in person. I had to be there via phone. Shout out Naomi for like letting me use her phone. I don't have service. It's a whole fucking thing. But Khalil's the man. This was a really great interview, and I'm super fucking excited that it was able to happen because like learning and being inspired by this kid was so far the best part of my week.
Hands down. He was the
fucking man. It was great. So yeah, enjoy the interview and fuck Spectrum.
What is cracking, Fizzle Fiends? This week on the show, we are talking to Khalil Guzman-Jerry, owner of the Worcester Workshop. Khalil, thank you for joining us on the show.
Hey, pleasure to be here, man. Appreciate you.
So I got to meet Khalil because him and I are working on a project in Maine South that it's a little early days, so we can't talk about it quite yet, but we were paired together. And once I met this kid, I was infatuated with how cool he is and all the cool stuff he's doing. And I'm like, dude, you got to come on SeltzerTime. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's start with a little bit how you spent a little bit of your summer. I'm pumped to see that you were part of the Black Lives Matter mural that happened out near the DCU Center. How did that come about? Like, did they approach you?
No. I would have honestly never even found out about it. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. So what happened was I've been just literally just making it month to month, just trying. I didn't get like unemployment or anything. I just quit my job and decided to start the Worcester Workshop. And I just needed money month to month. And my aunt just like, they were posting in like this art group on Facebook. And they were like, my aunt just like tagged my name in it. And a couple of people from the organization contacted me about it. This woman named M. And we just got together and got it figured out, and they gave me the K. They asked me specifically in the beginning if I wanted any letter, and I just said K because I was like, if it's open, it's my name, and like the way the letter's cut up, I think I can do something cool with it. And that's what happened. It was a really cool experience, and it got me to like meet a lot of people, like a lot of Worcester people. Didn't know a lot of Worcester artists were like, just are getting the ball rolling, and it's really cool to meet a lot of them.
That's awesome.
I'm just leaving some space for Ricky. Sorry, go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, I just feel like I'm listening in on a phone call. It's really strange. All right. So for those people who don't know, what did you use for a design for the K?
So, for the K, I did, so essentially what I did was my version of what an African-American flag would be, because African-Americans don't really have a culture besides, or originated in America. And like every other group of people essentially in America has like a flag that they can fall back on outside of the American flag. And essentially the African-American flag is still the American flag. It's just like a variation of it. Literally just flipping the red, black, and green into it as opposed to the traditional just blue. So I just kept like the basic. I actually had to look at it for a second to remember, but I believe I kept the original, like the base of like the blue square with the white stars in it, because that's the basis of everything. And then I had a green trimming to represent wealth, and then the black and red stripes because black, red, and green.
That's gorgeous, man.
I believe that's what it was. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you lucked out and got the K or if you got to pick it, but that's cool. I did notice that Khalil got his K, and that's rad.
Khalil got his K. Yeah, I was kind of happy about that because I like the space of it. Loved it.
That's really cool that one kind of project has opened you up to meet a bunch of Worcester artists, because we've said on the show that like there is definitely gaps in the local art scene and the local social scene where we can fill in with some more cool people. So it takes stuff like this to help, just to help us find them.
And honestly, dude, I think like it hasn't even hit a point yet where we're like really, because I know so many personal artists who are really, really talented, and a lot of people don't even know like each other exists. And I think in the coming years, depending on how things go, because I'm starting to see more people group up now, I think we're going to start to hit something really cool soon. Because there's a lot of talent in Worcester, like in a lot of different ways, not just like visually artistic, but in many different ways. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's what we like to hear.
Are you from Worcester, Ricky?
I grew up right outside of Worcester. I grew up in West Boylston.
Got you. Cool. I play basketball sometimes.
What'd you do?
I play basketball out there sometimes.
Oh, nice. At the school or at the basketball courts?
No, the one with the plexiglass rims that's near like the park and stuff, and there's like a tennis court on the other side. It's a really nice court.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Cool.
Nice.
But so I agree. There is a lot of artists out in the scene, and there's a lot of just creative people out in the scene that are all acting independently, and they don't really know each other exist, and there isn't some network or like reason for them to collaborate. So it is super cool that we're definitely getting more connected in the past few years. Stuff like Powwow Worcester and other cultural events have helped kind of foster that, Start on the Street. I learn about a new artist every year at Start on the Street, and it's their first time tabling. And I think that stuff is so cool.
I haven't been to one of those yet either.
You haven't? Oh man, they're a trip to see them take up a good chunk of Park Ave and just fill it with vendors, and you will find every type of craft and weird oddity thing that you'll ever see. And it's pretty damn cool.
Cool.
Have you done any of those markets?
Ricky, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say it's like one of the only like big events that I actually really missed this year. I mean, obviously, like a lot of things couldn't happen because of COVID, but Start on the Street is like such a special day. It's insane.
Sick. I'm gonna go to one of those for sure next time. They let the world back open. But I've never been in any of those markets. Like literally, I think like the mural was the first thing I've ever done involving the community yet.
No shit.
Yeah.
So I know dudes like you that do the custom clothing and some of those screen printing. They follow the art market scene, and they'll like bust their hump going to art markets and selling their wares. And it's like you could make a decent living doing it, but it is such an arduous life where you just have to like collect all your stuff in a tote at the end of the day and move it to your next spot.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, if you're not chasing that, I wouldn't suggest it. It's not fun.
I don't even know what I'm chasing, dude. I'm just doing things like I've always, like when I decided to quit my job, I was like, I don't know how to explain this, right? So with the Worcester workshop, it's like this thing, I was like, I don't want to work for anyone anymore. I was genuinely miserable, like getting out of bed. I really, not to be dramatic, guys, but like working an office job, like I want to feel like crying. Like I'm obviously not going to, it's not that serious, but like I hated working for anyone that much. And I was like, you know what? Once Corona started, I was like, I'm just going to do this. And sometimes like, I just feel like the more that I just put myself into it and work hard, it kind of finds a way for me. Like sometimes I'll have no money and I may not know how to pay rent. And literally right before I got the opportunity for the mural, I was like, I don't know, I'm going to pay the rent this month. And sure enough, I got the message. And then I got the $500 stipend off of the mural, which like saved my life. I'm like, all right, I can keep going. And then like I do it like just, I don't know, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but like each time I feel like it's like I'm going to like crap out and hit the bottom, something new comes up and it's like, all right, I have a little bit more energy to keep going. And I've been chasing it this far. And within the first year, I've been doing something for the city. I'm like keeping myself alive rent wise, and who knows what the future can do. So yeah,
Dude, I completely understand that not wanting to work an office job.
Fucking suck, man. Fucking sucked.
That's simple truth.
Yeah, I feel that.
Was Ricky, was SJC a legit office job?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically yes, it was an office job and I worked out of an office, but like I had the freedom to kind of take that role and do whatever I wanted, which I was able to like go into the shop and, kind of like bring the shop to life. So it was like technically an office job, but with complete creative control. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah. See, that sounds legit. I worked an office job closer to what Khalil was feeling. But I wish it was more like SJC. Truthfully, if it was like SJC, if I found a corporate atmosphere that was super loose or that let me do whatever I want, y'all would have never met me. Like they would have, you know what I mean? If they paid me enough, like if it was a cushy enough gig, I probably would have just stuck it out. Thank God that the place that I was working at sucked hard enough where I was like, fuck this, I'm out. And I've been kind of pushing myself to do my own thing. And like you're saying, it's stressful, man. But like when you're able to cross those things off your to-do list or to like find that next big chunk of cash, how rewarding does that feel?
It feels amazing because you feel like you're literally going to bottom out, especially like when you there's nothing like at the end, like, all right, if I don't figure out a way this month, I might be fucked, like genuinely fucking, I'm sure I'll figure out another way, but like just that safety line and just knows it just gives you that like little extra like energy to your battery. Like, all right, I can push it a little bit further now. And then you keep riding it out and the battery hasn't died out yet. And that's just really cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's actually like really inspiring to hear.
We'll see how the story goes, right? I could end up like homeless on the street. Like, I guess it wasn't that cool. I guess the battery died quick, but we'll see, man.
I tell my wife, like, so we've are out of like a 3-year stint now where I won't lie, the first 18 months of me quitting my job was rough. I had another company going on at the same time as I had my design company. I was spreading myself too thin. I wasn't doing it correctly. And money was drying up fast. And like we were making some serious like considerations as to what we'd have to cut. But the thing that kept me going is every great story of every great entrepreneur, every, fucking inventor, literally every person all goes through a period of what I call the shit. And like, you have to go through the shit because the shit makes you. Like, the shit is what really provides you the armor and like provides you the understanding of how the world operates and how you function in it. And once you get out of the shit, like, the fucking sky's the limit. And I feel like I've just taken my first few steps kind of like out of the shit. Cool. And I still have some shit in me, or not, that sounds terrible. But my point is, it's never going to be stupid easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But
exactly.
Yeah.
To force yourself to keep going, what some business people call the valley of despair. Like there's this U-bend of successful projects, and most people get stuck down here. The fact that you're able to talk yourself through it and find resources, that's like that's anything. That's all business people need.
That's so funny that you call it the shit too, because literally I call it the same thing. Like when I talk to my friends about like the prices I'll do for some things, I'm like, I just eat shit now. Like I know I'll eat the shit, it's fine, because like in the long run, I know if I just keep working, it's gonna break out for me. And like I truly believe it. That's so crazy. Like when you said it, this is exactly how I think.
Yeah, dude. Every great business person has gone through fucking Apple started out of a garage. Like, dude, I can't think of them all off the top of my head because I'm a little stoned. But point is, like, it's so common. It's more common for people to like live their life. Isn't it something crazy? Like Samuel L. Jackson didn't start acting until he was 45.
Maybe. Because he's pretty old in a lot of his movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he didn't start acting till late in his life.
I didn't know that.
So like, I don't know. Because the other thing I do, and is we all kind of can be guilty about it with social media, is living that comparative lifestyle and seeing like people younger than me that are just fucking killing it. And I'm like, man, why didn't I do that? Or kind of shit like that. But everybody's on their own path kind of deal.
Yeah, dude. And like I think about it like, I don't know, with like looking at people's social media, you can't do that. It's just, but it is interesting at the same time because I do use people on the internet because like we're at a point now, it's like with the internet, it's like the Wild West. Like it's still kind of early in the life of the internet. And like you can literally make money. I was watching someone on Facebook just opening Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And sure enough, you can literally sit there and you make up the production. You get enough people to believe in you. Like I watch a lot of podcasts and a lot of the people say it. And like, I truly believe it. It's like, if you build it, they will come. And like, if you really like, you just keep doing it every day. Like I'm happy that I have something like, that's why I don't just put stuff under my name like, oh, it's Khalil Guzman just doing art. It's like the Worcester Workshop because it's something I can work towards. Like every day I can cross something off the list, and that feeling of like every day not because I have a lot of anxiety just feeling like I don't do enough in my day. But if I'm checking things off the list towards the Worcester Workshop, it feels like every day I'm doing something. It's kind of like working out at the same time. Like if I don't work out, I just feel really anxious. I'm not doing the right thing. But if I have these like directions in life, it just gives me something. At least every day I know I'm trying. If that makes sense.
Completely makes sense. Ricky, how do you feel about repetitive things?
I mean, that's pretty much like the way I do everything. So going back to like being a social media manager and stuff, like it's all about consistency and just showing up every single day and bringing something to the table. And then, after a while, people notice the consistency and then they start to follow along. And next thing you know, like you said, if you build it, they'll come. I mean, it's the same thing we did with this podcast. It's just, we just show up and do it. And after a while, people started showing up.
Yeah. And if you give up my bad, but like, I just literally thought this now. It's like, say if with the podcast, like if you didn't have people coming in the beginning and then you just gave up, then like, all right, but say like and then you make a video that people like, and then they try to see what other stuff you've done, but since you gave up early, they can't see stuff. But if you keep consistently doing it, then you have like catalogs, and then like people who like you, then they just kind of like, oh, I have 1,000 videos or like podcasts I can listen to. And I think that's like kind of essentially like the whole goal. Just keep going.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, and just to what your point is like being consistent and then finding the thing that you enjoy doing that you can be consistent at. Like Ricky started with literally just opening seltzers. That's this whole fucking thing started because he just opened a seltzer every day and his friend made a joke about it. And then 3 years later, here we are. But it's like repeating the process, or being, accountable, or there was a better word, being sustainable, being whatever. It has so much more than just a social media. Like to be there with your clients or to be there with your friends, or like just to be the dude that people can count on in all situations, ends up working towards whatever goals, or like, I don't know, it all kind of builds on itself and you become far more reliable across all facets.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a high stoner thought.
No, I'm with
So we're kind of getting away from you a little bit. So you said you started the Worcester workshop at the start of quarantine, or at the start of COVID, which is crazy. What is the Worcester workshop?
The Worcester workshop is literally like, it's like my baby. It's just literally like an umbrella for everything that I do at this point. Like whether it's clothing, I'm doing just graphic designs, logos, or paintings or murals. Like it's just the name for everything it falls under. Like before we were on this call, I was looking up animation just so I can get a basic understanding of an animation so I can go forward with that. And I don't know where any of this is gonna go. Like, but I want to like do the things I enjoy and just put it all into this umbrella and see where it goes. And like
that's right. Wait, sorry, you said animation. Are you like looking to make what are you doing?
So I got Adobe Animate, and I've been just trying to get that figured out. So I've been watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos. I just drew like a quick storyboard on my notepad before I got on this call, and I'm gonna use that as my tester just to see where I'm at with things, just to get the ball rolling.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you. We'll see.
I will respect anybody that's self-taught, that wants to know something so bad that they'll go out and seek the resources.
Man, YouTube will do it too. Yeah,
Hell
YouTube, everything. Like you don't even need. I honestly think people don't really need to go to college like that often. I'm sure for the social skills of like developing your interactions with other people and like the connections you make. But YouTube will literally, if you want to build a rocket, like maybe a small rocket, YouTube will show you how to do it, man. Like for sure.
Yeah, I imagine it's all. What were you saying, Ricky?
So I couldn't agree with that any more than I do.
But that's exactly it. It's all on your path. If you have a path that requires you to have a paper in hand, then shit, you're stuck at school. But if you're just trying to have fun, make money, and do cool shit, then no, it's really not for everybody. So you're doing some animation that's new. What I found most fascinating about the way you work is that you do a lot of your design, or not a lot, all of your design and illustration on your phone.
Yeah. I'm starting into like, I never had these problems before, but like sometimes I'll go on long runs in the night where like my fingers start to fucking hurt, like on some arthritis shit. And I'm thinking I got to get a stylist at this point, but I've been doing everything with my fingers like for this whole time.
Which blows. Go ahead.
Are you just more comfortable working on a phone as opposed to like a laptop or an iPad or something?
It's just what I started with, because I didn't have a laptop at first. I started just making like random like goof illustrations, because I would always sketch or like paint, but the materials were always expensive. And I'm like, if I can have everything on a software where I can get every like kind of texture I want and I don't have to pay for it, like what's the point? So I just learned like a couple of years ago with that, and then I didn't have a stylus or anything, and I just got good with my fingers. And then after a while, that's just all I do, and it's just the best because I could literally be like in an Uber, and then an idea comes to me, and I can just run it off, and it's like, it's like having a sketchbook in my hand at all times.
Couldn't agree more. I just don't feel comfortable drawing at it like you do.
If I had probably like a computer at first, I probably would have definitely started with like Photoshop and just running it that way. People use Photoshop, right, for most stuff?
Photoshop or Procreate.
Yeah, I use Procreate on my phone.
That's sick. I do everything off my phone. I like, even if I'm sitting in front of my laptop, for the most part, I'm like buried in my phone doing the same stuff I could be doing on that.
Mm-hmm. And I even like, you make music on your phone with GarageBand. Like GarageBand, I didn't know you can do a lot of cool stuff with GarageBand alone. It's like it's a whole workshop in the phone. Yeah, dude.
I was
wild.
Messing around with a beat maker, and like it's a little whatever synth pad thing, drum machine. Those things are fun. But then I'm sitting there beating the shit out of my phone. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna crack my screen. Dropping fire. So you make music too. I heard you playing some guitar last night on your social.
Yeah, I play on a side note. Have you guys seen Soul? That movie is really fucking good.
Everybody's talking about it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
You seen it, Ricky?
Yeah, my girlfriend and I watched it Christmas Day, or maybe the day after. It was so good.
Yeah, Pixar doesn't miss, man. But I play guitar all the time. Not all the time. What am I saying? But like I've been playing it since sophomore year of high school, and I if anyone ever wants to learn, you just find like a song you love, look it up on YouTube, just play it 1,000 times. Eventually you'll figure that out. And then once you get a basic understanding of how chords are, you can just goof off all day. And I haven't like learned anything in like years, but I kind of get how chords can mess around and I can just goof off with it. And you get kind of lost in it. It's like a nice way to chill out when you kind of burn out from doing the same things over and over.
That's awesome. I wish I could play anything like instrument wise. I have no musical talent.
Yeah, guitar's the only one I can do.
Ricky
my
could
brother
be a decent drummer.
Oh, is that a joke or are you being serious?
I'm being serious. The boy air drums all goddamn day, but he doesn't actually hit up.
I can air drum like hell, but if you ever knew what a drum kit, like if you ever sat behind drums and then watched the way I air drum, it makes no sense. Like I clearly am not a drummer.
Yeah, but you start with emotions, and I don't know. I have a drum kit. When it's safe to see each other face to face again, you're coming over and I'm going to put you in front of the kit.
All right.
I'll let you rip. My neighbors already hate me, so I don't care. I got an acoustic guitar that sits right about there, and it sits there more times than it doesn't, unfortunately. Hey. But I respect that you get yours out.
When I can, yeah.
So you said, all right,
wait,
go.
Before we move away from guitar, what's the first song you learned on that, Khalil?
Technically Smells Like Teen Spirit, technically, but like a song that I legitimately learned that was like I think it was Taylor Swift's Safe and Sound from when they used it in the what was that movie they used it in? What was the movie? You guys have to know.
I know the
Hunger Games
song.
Yeah, these that shit in the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
that's right. That movie goes hard.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. That's a lot of people's first song. That's a good first song.
Yeah, I think I learned Closing Time actually second. Actually,
that's that way. Oh,
nice. Yeah, everyone learned the Closing Time.
I learned Horse with No Name because it's literally just 2 chords.
Is it really? I love that song, so I definitely want to just goof off on that one.
Oh, it's like a E minor, and then it's like some weird A, but it's like your E minor chords, and then step your forefinger up 1 and step your middle finger down 1.
Okay. All right. And it's all about the strumming on that bad boy, because it sounds like it has a little bit of. Are you gonna throw it on for us? Bet. On the first part of the journey. Dude, that song actually goes in, man. I found out about it. I was watching BoJack Horseman, and they played it in the background, and I was like, "Oh, this song goes hard." I didn't know it was that old.
Seriously, talking all this guitar stuff has got me all excited.
Wait, I do have a guitar out.
Anyway, it's stupid easy.
No, you're on it. Yeah, hell yeah, that's cool.
This is not tuned.
It sounded fucking. I recognized it right away.
That's awesome.
So, do you have other songs you're learning right now? I don't know. Let's
No, I don't learn songs. I definitely just kind of just goof with them. I definitely want to though. I haven't learned anything in a while. In a very, very long time.
I found this awesome YouTube channel that would literally play the chords with the song. So I just jam up the song like Kiss from a Rose. I don't know why I want to learn that so bad, but I think it'd be funny just to jam that out. So I'm just sitting in my living room and it just flashes the chord as you're supposed to play it. So it ends up kind of timing it right. That's been my kind of jam. I'm going to fucking do that shit tonight.
On a side note, just because I was asking my friends about this, I want to see what you guys think. If you had to say, or if aliens came down and they're like, all right, you got to show us 3 albums that represent 2000 to 2020, what would they be for you guys? Do you want me to tell you what my friends and I've concluded? I don't agree with it, but it's the conclusion. There's Eminem, the Eminem Show. I don't think so. Lady Gaga's Fame. And the third one, I think the third one was definitely up in the air. But I believe it's Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
2020?
From 2000 to 2020. So there's a whole bunch to pick from. It's hard. You think it's easy, but then when you really go down it, you're like, I don't really think it's that easy anymore. it's like, because around that time, albums started to like kind of mean less. Like things started to become leaning more towards singles.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. I was getting a really like heated debate about that, and you think it's easy, but it's not.
So, damn.
Or even just one. If you just had to think of one instead of three.
I mean, three might be easier. The one, that Eminem one, that's a really good. That's kind of a good choice because in 2000, I don't think there was even an artist in the world that Eminem. So like, I definitely can see that as one for sure. That Kendrick one, that's super smart. I feel like most people are going to go with Kanye's.
Which one?
Twisted.
I was thinking too. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Yeah. I was thinking that too.
That record didn't really do anything for me. I was like, at that point, I kind of was not. I shouldn't say over Kanye because that wasn't true, but it just kind of like fell in line with everything else. Dude, I did 3 records is hard.
I see. For me, it's Aesop Rock's None Shall Pass. That album is cover to cover, just fantastic.
See, but are we talking about personally, or like just if you had to like to represent the 2020, like this is what the biggest thing for all of us as a whole is?
I feel like everybody that's into underground hip hop has jammed to None Shall Pass. Like if you're into underground hip hop, that song comes on, you're gonna vibe to it because it hit a success level. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like Katy Perry record with Firework on it. It's like that was a huge record, and there was
as
like
an album,
like 4 or 5 massive songs off that.
If it has 4 or 5 massive ones, then it might have to take the cake because there's not a lot of albums that have that many songs on them that like kind of bang out like that. And dude, I'm telling you, we talked about it for hours, and it was like, oh, I guess this really isn't as easy as we thought it was.
That Lady Gaga record, though, you're not wrong.
You know, the
either.
Fame one, because she was kind of killing it for a little while, like really, really hard. And I think on a national.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little side, you know.
We'll talk music any day of the week.
Bet.
All right. So Worcester Workshop, you got some painting in, you're doing some illustrations, and you're selling some clothes. Tell us a little bit more about the clothes.
The clothing is something I started about a month ago. I got my heat press here. I think it would be a really cool idea that like, you know, if I make these illustrations and some people think they're cool, like maybe I could put them on clothes, and eventually over time I start seeing people walking around Worcester with the clothes, and I'm like, hey, like I did that.
That's so sick.
Yeah, like it'd be really cool to see, just to know that like, hey, you like the clothing, and then I would love to see like people that I've never even met before just wearing it. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever.
So are you taking this on that, or are you just throwing stuff together and then people can buy it?
So on the WorcesterWorkshop.com, what I do is I do things in like I'm trying to organize everything as I go through the year. So I like organize it as 1A for everything I did in the initial period. So it's like I have like 8 shirts that I set up, and then I'm gonna set up 2A, and I think I have like 9 shirts in a box that I'm trying to make it a whole bunch of different variations of color. I don't want everything to be like a black shirt or a white shirt. I'm doing like red shirts, orange shirts, all different kind of variations, yellows, pinks, and crew neck sweatshirts. And then I think that's it. I want to do windbreakers and stuff like that, but I don't know how well windbreakers can handle a heat press. I got to figure that out. I want to lab stuff like that.
Melt.
You said what?
I feel like they would melt.
That's what I'm saying. And like, I want to figure out how people do that. And I got to look into that once I get my money right. That thing, like there's so many things I want to do. It's like money, time, energy, you know? It's like getting the equation right.
I believe heat press is how they do most vinyl, most windbreakers. Because I don't think you could screen print it as well. I mean, and even if you screen print it, you're going to have to heat set it anyway. So you're going to hit those same temperatures because it's going to be a plastisol ink.
And like some like windbreakers will have like thick vinyl on them. So I'm like, I know they have to melt that on. It's not just like I don't know. I haven't Googled it yet though. But I'm sure with some research we'll figure out some.
But I'm fascinated by dudes like you that are on, like even the dudes that are doing bespoke pokes. And I use dudes as an androgynous term, the people that are doing the bespoke clothing. And like I'm flipping through TikTok and I see dudes like they took a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sleeping bag that they got from a Salvation Army and turned it into like a one-off hoodie that looks like the most comfortable thing to wear ever. And I think that shit's so fascinating because like, I don't know, we used to make fun of dudes that can sew. And now it's like, yeah, everybody should sew. We all wear clothes and we all like wearing cool clothes. This is cool.
Yeah, and I don't have the skill. Like I definitely need to sew just to be able to like, like cross things up. And like, hey, I want to take this shirt, cut off the whole sleeve on this one, put it on a hoodie. Like I think that's really just to have the tool open so many doors. Now I got to get that in the arsenal.
Seriously. Ricky, do you know how to sew?
Absolutely not. I fucking wish I did.
I definitely took a class in high school. Like they made us sew something and I got to sew a snowboard bag. I got to pick anything I wanted. So I decided to pick a snowboard bag. I didn't own a goddamn snowboard. So I had a snowboard bag that was empty.
So you have the basic knowledge, like you know how to sew just on a basic level, like you can run it?
Not anymore. I mean, I'm sure I could watch a YouTube video and my wife can do it.
Sick. And Michael's has like every time I go to Michael's to grab stuff, they have like sewing machines, like 30% off all the time, and it's pretty enticing.
Oh wow!
So there's a shop that I belong to called Technocopia. They put in a couple like big chunky sewing machines, and people can go in and rent them. Are you familiar, by the way? Oh man, I might cut this out if this embarrasses you, and it's not meant to. Are you familiar with the workshop?
So there is like the WORCSHOP. I found that out. Yeah, I just realized that like after I got myself legitimized on Google, because like I looked at the Worcester workshop one day on Google. I was like, "What is the workshop?" Do you know what that is? Like I didn't look into it.
They're a makerspace. So much like Technocopia, they are a makerspace on the other side of the city, and their specialty lies more in like metal fabrication. They have a lot of foundry and like big blacksmithing and metalworking guys. They're cool dudes, or again, dudes, androgynous. They're cool people.
Right, yeah.
But so I always thought that was a little funny. Again, I stole it from them too, because I started hustling work because I loved how work meant work and work. So whatever, there's room for all.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it to the point where if you Google the Worcester workshop, it just comes out like completely. Like it's still not there yet. So
dude, good luck. We're just about there with SeltzerTime.
Hey.
And then I found some other fucking chowderhead that has some seltzer. He literally calls it SeltzerTime with blah, blah, blah. And he's on YouTube and he's reviewing hard seltzers.
Oh my
really?
God.
Yeah. Ricky, I got to send you this guy's link.
Is he kind of established at this point or is he on the low?
On the low. He ain't like us. We're official.
He's like, hey, friend, can you just change the name, please?
Yeah. I don't really care.
No, I know what you mean.
His merch is literally, it looked like his girlfriend cut out letters and hot glued it to a hat.
Man, with fashion, you never know what hits, right?
Sick though.
Man. Meanwhile, I'm repping the new.
Born to crush cans.
Just got these in today. So would you have plans for like what you're taking Worcester Workshop in the next 3 months, 6 months?
No, it's literally like keeping things afloat while I just work. I'm in this point where it's just getting enough money together. I'm like starting to like cave in and think about getting a legitimate job just so I can have additional play money where I can start taking chances and start doing things. Cause I want to I'm on this wave where at this point where I want to have the ability where I can print enough shirts where I can do certain things with them. Like if I want to go on Twitter or Instagram and start talking to other artists or maybe even like influencers and like, hey, like, would you like want a shirt just for just a potential like collaboration or something, just to kind of have some kind of peace offering for those kind of conversations and to kind of meet more people that way as just as one way to, attack, just getting eyes on this. Cause like, I don't care whether people like it or hate it. It's just getting people to look at it. And that's just where I'm at right now.
For sure. I definitely feel that.
I think that's what we're all doing, right?
That's a struggle that I have. And again, a lot of it comes out of tenacity by just keep kicking the can down the street and seeing how long you can go for it.
It's just finding a way to get people to care, because we have so much stuff at like all times on our phone, like, oh, that's cool, and then swipe, it's completely gone. And it's like we got to figure out how to, like, just to get people to care. And like that, I think that's the thing right now. That's the thing.
And as a creator, it's easy to like not want to just riff on the same thing everybody else is doing. Like I want to become famous. Let me use air quotes here. I'm going to become famous for something that I created that's 100% mine, that I didn't take somebody else's idea, change it 10% and make it, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, dude, talking about that, because I do want to talk about this. How do you guys feel? And like, so I'll see, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And then like a lot of people in social media, they'll like there's one dude, for instance, I can't remember his name. He'll take Donald Duck and he'll just put like X's over their eyes, and then he'll sell like 500 statues of this Donald Duck. How do you get away with stuff like that? I'm not saying don't get your money. Like, I'm glad it worked out for him, but like, how do people not get the cord cut on that? Like, are we allowed to do stuff like that? We can run around with copyrighted ideas. There's a lot of dudes on like Instagram who have like 1.2 million followers. And I'm not hating, I promise you. I'm just wondering, like, how does that fly? Like, literally, how does it fly?
So I don't know a whole lot about like the legal side of that, but if I remember correctly, Travis, don't you only have to change like 8 to 10% of the original design to have it fall out of the trademark?
Really?
It's like 20%. So they say, okay. But it's hard to judge what 20% of anything is. What a lot of these dudes wave the flag of parody. And parody is this really, really gray area that puts things into free play. We have a dude that we had on the podcast called Thumbs. He's made a lot of money, or he makes his kind of career taking Simpsons characters and repurposing them as other intellectual property, or I would refer to as IP. Okay. So we'll take the Simpsons and make them Mortal Kombat characters, takes the Simpsons and make them into Ninja Turtles. Like, he adapts them, Transformers.
So if you put a costume on a character, you can get away with that?
No, it's because, again, you're always going to come up with who it all depends on whose property you're fucking with. How much do they care? If it literally falls in the public domain, he can get a cease and desist at any moment.
If they feel like it's okay. I see.
He has gotten cease and desists. For something like one-off statues, you kind of make your money and run. But like, this is something that I will, as we get further and further into the age of technology, you said it yourself, internet is early days. Like, we're seeing a lot of this type of stuff with musicians right now, and everybody trying to get their money from like DCMA shit. And like, you know, making sure that if their song is in a YouTube video, they're getting that ad revenue. Mm-hmm. Truthfully, as they should, because they're the fucking musician, or they should be getting a chunk of it. We just need to figure out the system where a chunk can go to them and a chunk can go to the creator that used their stuff to make something new, but without their stuff, they couldn't make something. It's just weird.
It's not like the music would make the content, like, naturally in those situations. I get it. But like, I see what you're saying now. Cause like, even there's like, you said like 20%, there's like dude who like what his scapegoat is, like, he'll make the same character. And I think there's a mural downtown, where like you'll take the exact character, but you'll like blow off half their face. And it's like, okay, I guess that's yours now. It's like, all right. So I guess interesting.
You were talking about, oh my God, Matt Gondek, another dude that does a lot of parody work. What I would argue that Matt Gondek does that Thumbs doesn't is Matt Gondek takes it and actually is saying something more. Follow me here.
I'm with you.
Parody is supposed to be taking intellectual property and repurposing it to tell a different story, or to like using it to prove a point. That mural that's on the side of Electric Haze downtown, that is the Disney characters, all like zombied out. Like, I think it's like Winnie the Pooh, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Goofy, and somebody else. So Homer Simpson's the main character, and he's getting shredded. by all these other Disney characters. And he created that work of art when Disney bought Fox and acquired all that intellectual property. And he's saying that Disney is going to savage Fox's reputation or whatever.
And I see how that plays more. Okay. Because
that actually had something to say. Sure, it looks a lot like he just stole a bunch of people's stuff, and he kind of did. But he's used it to say something. It's not about exactly. It's not the image. It's the message more. I see how you can play with that, and I see how legally you can still get rocked if they cared enough. All right, I see it. Typically, the worst thing they can do to you is tell you to take it down. It kind of depends on how much money you made off of it. You walk up and down the aisles of any Comic-Con, and there are tons and tons and tons of artists that are drawing characters that are not owned by them.
I see.
But it's how people get noticed. And like you said, how do you get people to notice? Well, you draw something they're already familiar with in a way they may not have recognized before. And you start to carve out your niche.
I'm starting to see that. Okay.
It's tough, man.
Or a million ways to make that dollar.
That's it. But then again, like we're in a modern day of business where it's all about how to be resourceful. And we're in early days of social media. Like there's still going to be another platform that comes out that just dominates everything. It's going to come out in the next 10 years. We haven't seen it yet. Or TikTok is going to grow to be that platform. Do you have feelings on this, Ricky?
I actually was just listening to a podcast last night about Clubhouse.
What is Clubhouse?
I'm pretty sure it was Clubhouse. It was one of those apps that's like, right now it's not really, it's kind of for like business people, I guess. It's kind of like LinkedIn, but it's different. But yeah, you kind of get in there and you do these. Yeah, it is Clubhouse, because there's like Gary V and like all these different people will host like a giant conversation where you can be in there and you're not the moderator, but like you have to be invited in. You can't just like, you can download the Clubhouse app, but you actually can't access anything unless you're invited, and you can only be invited by people who already have it for now. They're saying they're probably going to open it up over the next like 3 months, but it definitely has the ability to kind of be the next like huge big thing.
Yeah, I'll invest a couple of dollars into that. That sounds cool. Big fans.
Right.
That's exactly it. So like all these creators that are creating for the platform, like they all have a life. I learned that early on when I used to make my money making MySpace pages for bands. Like, yeah, it was easy for a while, but when Facebook take over and I couldn't make the same kind of asks for bands, I had to get creative and figure out something else. I see a lot of these people creating stuff specifically for Instagram. But Instagram's going to go away, or something's going to replace it, and all their following is going to get lost, and they're going to have to either rebuild it or find a new. It's fascinating to me. Look at Vine. Like when Vine died, shit.
People were like, oh, fuck. Some people made their money though.
Some people made their money, and then some people squandered that money, and they were left to go get regular jobs.
The smart ones jumped over to YouTube and made way more money.
Oh yeah,
Dobrik.
It's the absolute move.
Crazy, so crazy.
Julio, do you have like a YouTube channel? Are you looking to get down into like that type of stuff?
I literally just opened one not so long ago, but I don't have anything on it yet. But I definitely I got I have to. I bought a lens from like Moment, and I'm like, I have to use it for something. I got a tripod set up by my my work desk, so I might as well just start getting some videos down. There's things I create. I just haven't physically painted in a while, and I think that's why I haven't recorded anything yet. But short answer is I got a YouTube channel, just nothing there yet.
Oh, yeah.
I keep looking at the streaming thing. And like, granted, I've been working with a bunch of local comedians, and now we're doing a couple of comedy shows live on Twitch. But to me, Twitch is like where it's going to go. I've long thought that like the television companies were going to get all disrupted. Like once people stopped having to pay for cable and having to choose pay for all these channels they didn't watch, and now they can invest their money directly into the people making the stuff. Like it's going to change the whole game. That's also going to work its way over. Oh, sorry. I thought Ricky wanted to say something. That's going to.
Oh, sorry. I said for sure. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, totally cool. I just want to make sure we got enough of your voice on here, man, truthfully, because I feel like I've been talking my fucking face off. And I lost my train of thought. Anyway.
It was TV and thinking it was going to crash.
Oh, so Twitch. So now you can fund these independent creators, and literally Twitch provides every content creator with a TV station. So if you want to create a fucking schedule where you're putting out a show every night, if you're deciding to do it, it's now real. It's now the fucking Ricky Nelson TV show that goes on Monday through Fridays from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/dickchuck77.
Which is the coolest thing in the world, right? Like back in the day, you had to hope that, a network would pick you up. You'd have to make so many sacrifices, but you can literally just be like, this is what I'm going to do. And I hope it works out. And it might, but like you have the chance now, which is like unprecedented.
So I think we're going to see a lot more creators on Twitch. And I think we're going to see a lot more people using Twitch to like generate content and communicate to their audience in ways that they hadn't before.
You think Twitch will be the place to be?
I mean, I already see it as a growing economy, and what's happening is it already has this built-in audience. And like, so the gaming fans are seeing all the other available content and now checking it out and then making suggestions. I have a buddy that's been on there for about 2.5 years now, and he makes maps. He does burning, like leather burning into maps, leather, whatever. He does a lot of it on Twitch, and he has now garnered a decent monthly wage from his Twitch followers, sold a bunch of his pieces to people on Twitch, built himself a Comic-Con tour schedule based on the people he knows that he met off of Twitch. So he knew he would at least know a couple people in every city, so it wouldn't be like a complete bust.
Yeah.
It's all on how you use it, right?
But Twitch, you have to be live streaming all the time, right? Oh, sorry, Ricky.
No, you're good, God.
But yeah.
Yes, you have to be live streaming. But the strategy that I've seen used is you use Twitch to first put out the content, right, to the people that want to be there, on the money when it's being released. Then you take that same video, either break it down into smaller chunks or edit it into something a little more streamlined, and that's what you put out on your YouTube. And then you take that and you cut that down even farther, and that's what you release to your social media. And you take that and you cut that even farther, and that's what you release to Twitter. And
that's a great way to look at it. Yeah.
It's just man hours, man. And that's like, at the end of the day, that's really all it is. It's Ricky and I joke, but it would be amazing if we had somebody that we could pay to help us chop it down and generate the content, because there's tons and tons of content that we've generated from this podcast that to do it all, it's just so laborious.
Oh yeah. You got it. I get it.
Last minute questions, Ricky?
No, I just really love those jean jackets. I saw your jean jacket up on your Instagram. It was sick.
Oh, thank you. I gave that one to my sister. I didn't even sell that one.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, she loved it. I was like, here, take it.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know our buddy Lucas did a couple of jean jackets, I don't know, last year or the year before. And I keep toying with the idea of having somebody put something on mine, but I love the look of a clean, a dirty, classic jacket with nothing on it.
Hell yeah. Same thing Air Forces too. Some people getting the painted on. Sometimes it just looks way better, just nothing on, just the way they are.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you, man. And it's so funny with the clothing stuff, because before the Worcester workshop actually started, I think I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, and I was feeling really low, and I just wanted to do something, and I just started getting acrylics and fabric medium, and I would just mix them together, and I would just start. That's how I designed. I was in the Worcester Art Gallery. I put a sweatpants top and a sweatpants bottom down because that was the first thing I ever created. And I kind of look at it as the origin of it, but you just sitting there it was going to be impossible. I really thought that was going to blow up for me. I really thought if I was going to handcraft clothes, I'm this is just going to be they're going to appreciate the time and effort I put into each one of these, just painted clothing's on. Nothing happened. And it's but it was a start of everything, which is just really cool. Cause I remember the hours I put into it, and just you go over it one time, then you got to do the white layer, then you got to do the second layer and the layer on top. So I'm painting over a piece of clothing 3 times. And I really thought that was going to work, which is mad funny.
Sorry, man. I thought building a business selling nothing but popovers would work. Sometimes you have these ideas and you got to try them, and it just doesn't work, and you got to move on to something else.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Well, for people that want to know what you're doing and to check out all your successes, how do they find you on the internet? What's your website? What's your handle?
Yeah, so everything is literally under the Worcester Workshop. If you go to the worcesterworkshop.com, I have a link to all my social medias from there. Instagram, just the Worcester Workshop handle. Facebook, the Worcester Workshop. Yeah, everything is literally Worcester Workshop, even TikTok. So yeah.
Good man. Keep it consistent.
Yeah, just try to. Thankfully, no one's taking any of the names.
Well, Khalil, it's been great talking to you, my man. I know I'm going to be talking to you more, but the city should go check you out. And, it's another artist we have in the city.
I appreciate both of you guys.
No, nice to meet you, man.
Definitely, man.
Holy shit. Thank you so much, Khalil. That was super cool, man.
That was a blast. Literally just learning or listening to him talk about how he had a vision and he acted on that vision, which is something that like all of us need to do more of for sure. And he went into it kind of without a safety net, which is the most impressive fucking thing you can do, in my opinion.
As somebody that's made that jump, I had a big old safety net. I had a wife that was willing to support me. I had other things. And so to just trust enough in yourself to make the leap is nothing short of astonishing.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's honestly like, and it's probably, and this might even actually be the most inspiring episode for me personally. Just hearing the way that he made the decision, he stuck by it. He doubled down on himself and he's fucking doing what he wants to do. And I have no doubt in my mind that he's not going to do huge things. Kid knows what's up. It's fucking impressive. Like that was amazing.
It's the resourcefulness that I most respect and I admire is the fact that he's drawn all that stuff with his finger on his phone. He doesn't have the software, the background that I have. That's fucking awesome. He doesn't need it. He can keep kicking ass his own way. Yeah. And like, I love those people. I love the people that are less talk, more rock. I'm going to get this shit done. Just watch me.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I mean, he said it himself, like, how am I going to pay rent? And then something happens. But it's not like something happens. Like he put himself in the position to allow those things to happen. And he was smart enough to fucking act on it. And like, that's another thing that most people don't do. Like opportunities come along, but there's always that like, well, I don't know, like, life. And he's been smart enough and ballsy enough to just take the leap and it's kept him afloat. It's really impressive.
And that's the way, I mean, all the best projects, everything that you enjoy in this life, it all started with one person or some group of people taking a leap, whether it's this podcast or whether it's, fucking Khalil making that jump. Like life is about risks. It's about taking calculated risks and enjoying the ride. And we love talking to people that are doing just that.
It's true. And also, I mean, if the first full song you've learned on guitar is a Taylor Swift song, you're guaranteed to fucking do some shit.
Hands down.
That's just how it goes. When he ever said it, I was like, my fucking dude. Like, that's what's up. So sick.
Ah, man.
So sick.
I would hear Taylor Swift do Smells Like Teen. Whatever. I don't know.
I would love to hear that. I have a poster of Dave Grohl on my floor that I'm flattening out. Oh, look, I put something else up in my office. It's a John Mayer poster.
Oh, there. It used to be in your bathroom.
Yeah, well, it was in my bathroom. Holy shit, yeah. I
would stare at it when I peed. That and the take off your pants and jacket. Or no, Mark, Tom, and Travis show.
No, you were right. I have these 3 prints that this some artist did like fucking 10 years ago. He reimagined a bunch of like pop punk and emo artists. He reimagined 3 of their records. So he did like Brand New, Blink-182, Taking Back Sunday, and somebody else, I think. I bought the Blink ones. So he did Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and the self-titled record. Funny story. I had those hanging in my apartment before I moved in with Naomi. They were in my bedroom. And one day she went to leave and she knocked. It could have been me, but I think it was her. She knocked the Take Off Your Pants and Jacket one. So he reimagined the covers. That's like moral of the story. He reimagined the covers and they're really fucking cool. So I had them framed and she went to turn on my light or turn off my light. I don't know. But the Take Off Your Pants and Jacket one fell and broke. So I had it unframed for like a year. And then we moved in together and we had 2 bathrooms. We had a bathroom and then we had like a half bathroom. And I was like, hey, can I decorate the half bathroom? She was like, yeah, sure. Okay. So I hung up I got a new frame and I hung up these 3 blank prints. I hung up, Shepherd Fairy did a print for the Black Keys that I got. I hung that up, which I don't even like fucking care about that band, but I love Shepherd Fairy. And I got this John Mayer Trio thing print. I guess that's a poster out of bill. I got a John Mayer Trio bill. And so I framed that and I hung them in the bathroom. And this one night, Kyle and I drank all of the Underberg in the world left over from the dive bar. There's still a whole bunch that's over there.
In a truck.
It is actually in a truck. And Kyle went into said bathroom and leaned up against the wall and knocked the same print off the wall and broke it. And it is currently unframed in a box. I gotta get into the frame for it.
It's not meant to be up.
It's just not meant to be fucking framed. Like, I don't live a lifestyle for glass, bro.
I feel you. That's why I smoke out of silicone.
Smart.
All right. I think it's that time. It is
Do
with
it.
something, Solon.
Stokes and Pokes, Stokes and Pokes, Stokes and Pokes and Stokes and Pokes, banana Stokes and banana Pokes and Stokes and Pokes and Stokes and banana.
Stoking and a pokin'. And a stoking and a pokin'. I don't really have a poke because it's been a minute.
The world's a poke.
Yeah.
Most of the world.
Yeah. There was a lot to be shitty about this week. So I'm going to try to stay focused on some of the cool shit that happened. For starters, I'm still loving the fuck out of TikTok. I am finding so much fascinating content there. Local comedian Jimmy Cash apparently is fucking blowing up like crazy.
He's a TikTok celebrity, as they would say.
We should get him on the show. He would totally do it.
Would love to.
He's a good dude. Anyway, so I've been watching stuff, but like the thing I'm pumped about is that my grandfather passed away from Parkinson's a few years ago, and I watched him deteriorate and I watched him, succumb to the illness, and it was challenging. And I know that one of the things that he struggled with the most was maintaining his motor skills. And there was a TikTok video that went up that said, why did they make the Parkinson's medication so hard to handle, these such tiny, small little pills that make it insanely hard to take? And it's these like anti-shake medicine and shit. So a team of, I guess, engineers, they're just smart people, got together and they like one dude 3D modeled this Parkinson's medication container where if you turn it, one pill falls into a little pocket. And then if you tilt it, if you like position it just the right way, you can get one out in theory, but he didn't have a 3D printer. So then he uploaded it, teamed up with people from around the world. People have been prototyping and like, I think they're on version 2 or 3 of this thing already. What? And it already works to the way that like the first dude thought. And they're making like a medication thing that is going to make it easier for these people to treat themselves. And that's fucking awesome. I love that shit. And it's like, nobody's making money off of it. They saw a problem and they're solving problem.
Yeah.
So real pumped on that. And the other thing I'm stoked about is that we teased it off the top, but Ricky and I were named 2 of the people to watch in 2021 by Pulse Magazine here in Worcester, which in and of itself is just a very odd thing to like say. I'm not necessarily the most bragger. Do you have something interesting that just happened?
I absolutely do, but I'll get to it. I need you to finish because I just got the absolute greatest 2 text messages of my life.
Wonderful. So we got named 2 people to watch, which is super fucking cool. I don't know what it means, but we're proud of it. We're pumped that people are recognizing. We just want to help the city and we want to help people and we just want to shout out good things. And we need to make a little bit of money doing this because it's only going to help make the show better. So we got more merch. What? Thank you everybody that pre-ordered. It is with this long sleeve, always SeltzerTime, my favorite part.
Damn, great.
But it's all up on SeltzerTime.com. We'd appreciate it if you wanted to get yourself something nice.
It's true. We're very excited.
That's what I got.
Travis designed our merch, and it's fucking perfect. So if you want to look good, buy some.
Thank you.
All right. So before I do my Stokes and Pokes, which I don't even know if they mean anything, because when I wrote them down, it was before the whole fucking world went to shit again, which it does every week. But shout out real quick to my dude, Ben White. While Travis was speaking, I got a text message. These could be fake, but they're so funny that I'm absolutely going to read them right now because I can't understand. Either they're fake and they're just like from the most creative, amazingly funny people of all time, or they're real. And I couldn't be more proud to have frequented these establishments as a younger human being.
Oh, are you talking about Olive Garden?
Oh, yeah. But also, Chuck E. Cheese released a statement. Could be fake. Don't care. Gonna believe it's real. Honestly, if people can believe that fucking Antifa attacked the Capitol, I can believe that Chuck E. Cheese just made this statement. Chuck E. Cheese believes in fun. We don't believe in overthrowing democracy. Yesterday's display was not the kind of party we'd ever condone. And while Chuck E. Cheese establishments nationwide are where a kid can be a kid, we strongly condemn the party pooper adult. I'm sorry, I didn't get to fully read these while you were talking because I didn't want to be a rude piece of shit. But so I'm reading them live for the first time. And
no, this is a live react. This is good.
This is unbelievable. We strongly condemn the party. This is the best sentence ever. We strongly condemn the party pooper adult insurrectionalists as well as President Trump. Kids and adults alike look forward to the dawn of a new day and the incoming president, Joseph R. Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris. Signed, Chuck E. Cheese. I really have never wanted anything to be real more in my entire life than that statement, and I don't know if it is, and I don't fucking care. It's perfect.
We should all order a pizza from Pasquale's right now.
Dude, I'm all about it. The Olive Garden statement.
It's a long one if it's the one I'm thinking. Are you talking about the one where they banned? I don't know if that's real, but I hope it is. I so hope it is.
It's so funny. At Olive Garden, we're all family here. Our traditions, like unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks.
If you have ever played Cards Against Humanity with Ricky or any of those types of games, this is what it sounds like. I love it.
I laugh at everything. This is so good.
I love it.
Oh, God. Have been enjoyed by many guests from all over the country and throughout the entire political spectrum. It has come to our attention that this is so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Oh my God. It has come to our attention that a few of our guests had taken part in an attack on our nation's capital. We have worked with the oh my God, I'm getting this whole fucking thing tattooed.
You have it here. I'm putting this out.
We have worked with the FBI and the I'm gonna fucking throw up. Oh my God. We have worked with the FBI and the Holiday Inn in Washington, D.C. to identify several guests who both frequented our restaurants and participated in the violent uprising against our government this week.
so fucking good. This is the best part.
I'm literally gonna throw up. In response, oh my God. This is my favorite thing that's ever happened. In response, Olive Garden has invalidated our never-ending pasta pass for several guests and revoked a lifetime pasta pass
from Ted Cruz.
From Sean Hannity.
Oh, from Sean Hannity. That's what it was. It was Sean Hannity.
Oh my God. Olive Garden is dedicated to creating a safe and delightful environment for our guests with what we call hospitality. Oh my God. This year has been difficult for many of us, and we cannot wait to see your family smiling in our restaurants once again. Until that time, your favorite dishes from Olive Garden are available to order online for both pickup and delivery. And then somebody tweeted and said, in all caps, "You losers didn't know about the pasta pass." This is the best fucking night of my life.
So we are going to say that isn't real.
I know.
It's some comedian put it up, but my God, is it wonderful.
Oh my God.
Big shout out to Louis Mancha Jr.
Ben White for sending these over. I don't even care. I don't care if either one of them are fake. That was so fucking funny. Okay. On that note, I'll make my Stokes and Pokes real quick. Holy shit.
It's like all the wind just went out of you. You are so red.
I'm like dying right now. I just laughed so fucking hard at that. That was.
We needed that.
The internet wins.
After this week, after this year, we needed a good laugh.
For real. Okay, so my poke originally, when I made these notes, was Zdeno Chara signed with the Washington Capitals. Whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. My stoke originally was the Ratatouille TikTok musical. If you haven't seen this, a bunch of people wrote some TikTok songs about Ratatouille. A million people got together and, created an entire musical about it. They filmed it using TikTok and I think some cameras, but I think honestly might have even all been filmed through TikTok, and released it. You paid like $5. All the money went to Broadway to keep it open because the people are always doing more than the government. And it was absolutely incredible. I was lucky enough to have first seen Ratatouille like 3 days before we watched this because I don't fucking watch anything. And it was awesome. It was really, really, really great. They got Wayne Brady to be in it. They got the dude, Adam Lambert, that guy who's like kind of in Queen.
Who's kind of in Queen? Yeah.
He's kind of in Queen. And they got some other guy that Naomi knew from a TV show that I've never heard of.
Oh, that guy. He's great.
He was awesome. It really was. It was fucking fantastic. So like shout out TikTok for being the absolute greatest. And the people who wrote that are absolute legends. My other stoke is I was really excited because the Menzingers announced a Patreon, and it got me really excited because that's like one of my favorite bands ever. They're going to do live, or they're going to do like acoustic videos. They're going to do some podcasts. They're going to talk about tour stories, gear rundowns, all kinds of like nerdy shit. Super excited about it. I had tweeted, surprise, that I wish every band did this, even though I would personally only sign up for like 3 or 4 bands, because there's only like 3 bands that I fucking listen to. the Menzingers, Bad Rabbits, and the Get Up Kids. And I'm guessing the Get Up Kids saw my tweet because today they fucking announced the same thing, and I'm gonna sign up for it. If Bad Rabbits do it, I'll be spending a lot of money to watch live acoustic videos, and I'm really excited about it.
But that directly supports them. That's super, super rad.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped. I mean, like, they're all great people. They all write the best music. I fucking can't go to shows, so I might as well watch them from home. Also, the starting line live stream was perfect. There's 2 more. I've already bought tickets. I'm really excited. I think that's pretty much all I have on my end. I went for a hike too, and I was stoked about that. I'm drinking Di Serono, if anybody's wondering. It's in a Fernet cup, but I only have a little bit of Fernet left, so I'm saving it for tomorrow.
I'm smoking Ghost Dog, which is a hybrid sativa. It's a low THC, It's good.
There you go. I paired my Di Serono with a real nice ruby red grapefruit polar seltzer.
Oh hey. Samesies.
We twins.
Although after next week, you might be seeing us sipping something different. Who knows?
Oh yeah, it sounds like we are gonna get a care package from a company that, shocking, is not Polar Seltzer. Shocking, is part of a way bigger company. Shocking, reached out to us.
Understands that the people have probably purchased it because he's fucking drank it so goddamn much.
Shocking. And it's fucking delicious.
It is. It truly
You'll see. There'll be videos and shit.
Yeah. So until we get there, find us on the interwebs at SeltzerTime.com. Find me on Instagram at Hunchback Travis.
You can find me at SeltzerTime Official. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. You can also find me at DickChuck77. Same platforms. I made my first reel on Instagram yesterday. I'm over 2,000 views on it. It's fucking sick.
Hell yeah, homie.
Yeah, I thought I was going viral, and then it just kind of slowed down. I only got 2,100, but whatever.
Only 2,100, he says.
They're all people I don't know. There's like a bunch of likes on it. There's like 60-something likes, and I only know 2 of them.
That's fucking huge. So like I've been helping out the Wootenanny guys with doing the Twitch. We had an awesome hot dog stream, and then they played
you guys are
D&D.
killing it on that, by the way. It's super fun.
It's super fun, and that's why we're doing it. Sean did a AMA stream kind of on fucking 2 nights ago. I mean, it was a nice distraction, even though I really couldn't listen to it fully. Like once the house got back in session, then I just closed it and I couldn't. But anyway,
Nice.
We were stoked for have 20 people. So 2,000 views, man, that's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, it was fun. It was super. I did it mostly because I heard a really funny jazz song from the 30s that had naughtier lyrics than WAP, and it kind of blew my fucking mind. And then I posted about it, and everybody was like, "Oh, did you watch that like documentary about swear words on Netflix?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know that was a thing." I saw this on TikTok, and they were like, "Yeah, there's like this whole documentary about like the history of swears," and they talk about this woman, and I was like, "Dude, that's fucking sick," because this song is incredible, but it also like has so many lyrics. Even I was like, "My gosh, it's lovely." So I did a little reels about that, and apparently, you know, when you use part of a platform that fucking isn't taken seriously, Instagram pushes your shit out there. It's lovely.
Go figure.
Pretty solid, you know. Trying to get those Zuckerberg views.
Trying to get them Zuckerbucks.
Trying to get that Zuckbuck. You know. Imagine if it went like crazy viral and I got like 50 million views and made like $614,000.
$14,000.
No, $614,000.
Oh, that's a lot of dollars.
I figure like it's not that much though. Like I would probably keep. So realistically, I'd keep 200,000. I'd put 100,000 away for fun money. So that's only 300,000.
Okay.
I give you 200,000.
That's very generous of you. Why?
I figure you've got a $200,000 face. It's the least I can do. Then
Let's just take me on vacation. I'm a simple girl.
Done. Then plus the 200,000. I figured the other 100,000 I'd invest into SeltzerTime, and then there's $14,000 left for like the fun money that's not personal fun money. It's money where like I can go to like, I don't know, pick a place, Cafe Reyes, and I'll order like $100 worth of food, and then I'll tip them $600 on top of that just because I can. And I'm like, guys, honestly, the fucking plantain chips were wonderful. It's the least I can do. And they're like, yo, that's insane. And I'm like, yo, don't worry about it. Then I walk down.
Keep them coming.
Keep the plantain chips coming. Then I walk down to Donut Cafe and I'm like, hey, that glazed donut, real nice glaze. Let me get 3 of them. They're like, okay, cool. $4.21. I have no idea what it would cost for 3 fucking donuts. I'm guessing around that much.
And you drop $421.
Exactly. And they're like, what? We said $4.21. And I'm like, that's what that is. And they're like, we meant 421 pennies. And I was like, yeah, I know. I don't have pennies on me. Do you take debit? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, here's the cash. Worry about it later. Keep the change. The glaze was real fucking nice. Then I walk down to, I don't know, that's actually it probably for me. Then I take
That's a lot of food in one day.
That's a lot of food in one day. I've spent almost $1,000 in, 61 feet of Shrewsbury Street. The non-racist part of Shrewsbury Street. Then I go to fucking, I don't know, anywhere else in the city, and I just start stuffing hundreds into tip cups. And they're like, what are you doing? Is you trying to steal our tip cup? And I'm like, no, I'm putting things into it. Also, I'll take a large black iced coffee. And then after a while,
they're like, Ricky, this is a library. And you're like, I don't care. I just stuffed $100 in your tip cup. I would like a small iced coffee, please. And they're like,
please get me a black.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. And then after a while, somebody would be like, what is going on? And I'd be like, have you not looked at fucking reels today? I'm viral. And they paid me.
I'm viral, bitch.
Yeah. And then they'd be like, okay, so we'll see you next week. And I'm like, no, Travis and I are going on vacation. Peace.
See you in 2 weeks. But no, we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Pretty much. Bye, guys.
That's fucking hilarious.